Mr. Gary Oakes, the main man. Mr. Oakes, we had all the instructions yesterday, and at top of the list, Gary Oakes, just on the fly.
Yes, I was looking fly. I said I'd be standing around looking fly whilst taking some photographs.
We were talking yesterday, we were having a meeting about the players, how we've already smashed the guarantee before we've even opened the doors today. For you and your team, it can just only get better and better, and you must be giving yourself a small pat on the back knowing that this has taken off and it's now on the calendar.
Yeah, very much so. We hit the guarantee yesterday at about, I think, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I think. So to have so many players pre-registered, I think before any players bought in today, we're at 308, I think, of which about half have come from online qualifiers and buy-ins. Which is fantastic.
Absolutely phenomenal.
They're still coming in because we've got obviously day 1B still open. We've got satellites tonight online. So yeah, it's good. We always knew that Stoke was going to be one of the bigger legs, I think, because of its geography, because it's obviously got a strong heritage with the Anniversary Cup, and and those sorts of factors. But to see so many players registered, and it's the first time in any of the series events that we've broken the guarantee before a card's been dealt. I think we're already at 110 players now in for today, so that's probably another 50 players on top of where we said, so we're probably at about 350 in total now, so it's going to be huge. Talking
about the Anniversary Cup, putting it in conjunction with the GPS, a few people raised eyebrows, but I think this Sunday is just going to be massive.
I have to say, I never understood why there were eyebrows raised. I mean, to me, if you put a poker festival on where the final event, which is the event that most of the people who play in the poker festival can play in, because there'll only be 15 to 20 players left in the main event, where you've got £6,000 added on the Sunday, exactly right, so it brings a lot of players back in, both for the club and into the area. I think it's a fantastic attraction, and to be able to add that into this leg, I think has contributed to the fact that the main event has sold out so well, because people think, well, I can come down there and I can make an entire weekend of it. In terms of what's happening both in this club and also quite nearby, there's a lot of poker in this area this weekend. So the Anniversary Cup was a beautiful thing as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that score. It's a 6-year, hence the £6,000 added. There aren't many clubs that add £6,000. And everybody talks about it, don't they?
There aren't many clubs that add anything, I don't think, these days into poker tournaments. This club has traditionally done that. The Anniversary Cup has gone from, I assume it must have started off at £1,000, and it's gone up every year. So hopefully the club will be here in 25 years' time, and I'll be coming down with my son, and we'll have a go. But no, it's great. I think it's good for poker. I think it's good for this tournament, as I said. I think
and also for the GPS as well. Walking into our local Genting club and seeing live satellites, for which you don't normally see on a regular basis, but to walk into your Genting club, knowing you can, I live locally to Blackpool, knowing myself walking to a Genting club, we've got a complete free roll, one seat guarantee, which nearly filled the place.
Again, I think that was another good. We're learning, I think, as we go through this, and I think for a club to put on a free roll, which brings a lot of potentially new players into the club, it obviously helps us to promote the series. I think. Again, that has helped to get the message out there, and maybe that'll become a permanent fixture. But certainly, to see the number of live satellites, and for the first leg, it was difficult. You don't really know how far players will travel. But I think the fact that Edinburgh, we had players going up from London to Edinburgh, and exactly right, London we had players coming down from Scotland. And here we've got players from Bournemouth and from Torquay and from the Aberdeen. I think there's a few players that have come down from there, and we had the players who came over to Birmingham who came from Jersey. So it does show that it's captured the imagination, and players will travel to it. So to be able to put satellites on further and further location, we had satellites in Edinburgh for this one, and we've had so that's great. That's really good.
And also the big names are starting to come out. Great to see tomorrow. James Aikenhead's going to be playing. Since November, when he hit the November 9, we've not seen much of him in Britain, but he's going to be playing in Stoke.
Yeah, he's coming up tomorrow. It is good. I think it's a good tournament. The number of online qualifiers, I think, helps to bring in some of the bigger names because they perceive the field as a certain type, whether that's necessarily true. And an online qualifier won it last time, for example. But we've got the Hendon mob, we've got Paul Jackson, Ben Jackson's playing tomorrow. We've got Chaz Chatter's playing today. He's sat down somewhere out there.
Yeah.
James is coming tomorrow. There are a lot of good players are going to come to this, and I think over time, other tournaments allowing, I think that'll improve, and we'll get more of those names coming to us.
Day 1B is looking like it's going to be a full day. What would you say to the guys out there who are thinking, well, shall I play today, shall I play tomorrow, and what happens if I don't get in tomorrow?
I've always been of the opinion that if it was me and it was my money and I was planning to play this tournament, which obviously I would do, I'd come down on reasonably early on day 1A, and I would play it. And if I got knocked out, I'd take advantage of the re-entry, but I'd come back the next day. I wouldn't enter tonight.
No.
I'd come back on the Friday. So I think, to me, if there are players out there who are thinking, should I or shouldn't I, I'd come down today. I'd play. I'd be happy to buy in up to about level 5 or 6. I think today, because you still got loads and loads of chips, 25,000 chips with all the levels. You've got loads of chips, and then I would go. If I got knocked out, I'd come back tomorrow and I'd start at the start of play tomorrow. There's plenty of choice. So.
Well, an interesting 4 days ahead. It's going to be buzzing. Sunday is going to be huge.
I think so. Hopefully, yeah. Hopefully, it could be the. Let's hope we can beat the Fox leg in terms of numbers. That'd be great. But certainly anything above 400 would be a right result. I think.
Absolutely. Every credit for smashing the guarantee already, and before the cards actually being dealt, it's super. Well done to you and your team.
Thanks, mate.
Cheers. Nice one. There we go. Gary Oakes. We're now going to be handing over to the gruesome twosome, Mr. Paul Zimbler and Mr. Man Marty Wilson. They're in the comms room, going to bring in you commentary from the feature table from the tower at this moment in time. Ta-ta.